How to implement lean construction. We talk a lot about lean, but how do you implement it? What is the key to implementation? And what processes should you use? We're going to cover that right now. So let's get started with what is lean. I've covered this before, but we're going to do it again. Lean is, number one, respect for people and resources. Number two, stability and flow. Number three, total participation with visual systems. And number four, quality and continuous improvement. If you want something that's a little bit more tactile, something that you can touch and feel, I'll list it in this way. Lean is respect for people. It's 5S in the elimination of the 8 wastes, overburden, and unevenness. It is working in one piece or one process flow. It is flowing together on a takt time. It is being able to see with visual systems with the entire project team. And then it is the ability to deliver a quality product and actually improve from there. So those are some things that I think you can wrap your mind around. So if you heard of 5S or you heard of flow or you heard of takt, all of these brought together come forward to build a base of respect, stability, total participation, and continuous improvement. And you can't continuously improve until you have the other systems in place. And so if you want to implement lean construction, you have to start out by learning about it first. And I'm going to give you some very specific steps of what you can do after that. But let's start with this. Number one, you want to learn about lean practices. You can do training through different companies, through the AGC. You can do training through LCI. You can do training through Elevate. You can read a number of books. You can do training through HUPS with Nicholas Modig. Wherever you get it, start diving in and learning lean construction. Two, you will need to learn about takt planning. That's T-A-K-T, takt planning. Takt is the German word for rhythm or baton, and it symbolizes trades moving through zones in a sequence on a rhythm. All construction manufacturing for automobiles work on a takt time. Most other manufacturing works on a takt time from a customer projection standpoint, and it really is the basis for all other lean thinking. It's the same in construction. When you have a takt plan and you learn takt planning, what it means is that you will do your schedules in a time by location format, and that you will show the flow unit or the trades in the center of your schedule, and you will color code them and see if they're flowing in a nice, beautiful diagonal line. And that will enable you to implement all other lean systems because your project will be broken out by zones on a takt time, working in one process flow repeatedly through the project, and you'll be able to measure it as you go. The third thing you'll want to do is learn about last planner. So once you have your takt plan, your overall project plan with that takt plan, then bringing in the trades, updating those sequences together as a collaborative team, looking forward and removing roadblocks, making work ready, creating the weekly work plan together as a team, doing day planning, and then actually involving and listening to the foreman on site. That is crucial as a part of the last planner system. You can, let me give you books for both of these. For takt planning, read the book Takt Planning by me, Jason Schroeder. And for last planner system, you can read The Lean Builder by Kian Zandi and Joe Donnarumma. But you'll want to learn these two systems to start. Number four, you've just got to do this. And I know some people disagree with me, but you've got to check out Paul Akers. He has a lean manufacturing center where they manufacture supplies and tools for wood making companies, contractors, and individuals, and they're just fantastic. They do videos, they have an entire lean system, and he has a book called 2-Second Lean, which you'll just love. It will really open your mind to lean principles, make it simple, get you excited about it, even if some of us construction folks badmouth the way he approaches it, meaning it's manufacturing. Most of us, if not all, got our start with Paul Akers, cut our teeth with him, and learned lean at a fundamental level by him through his books and his videos. So check out Paul Akers. And then as you start going through this system, which I'm about to explain to you, I want you to use a pattern that I just love, and it's called Switch. It's from a book called Switch, and the pattern is this. Let me tell you the analogy first and foremost. If you know lean, now you get to implement it. But have you ever heard of the analogy of the rider and the elephant? Let's say that in your mind or in your organization, let's just use your mind for right now, that you have a rider, an elephant, and a path, right? Your intellect is like the rider, the little human being on top of the elephant, trying to steer it, trying to tell it when to go, when to stop, where to go, right? The elephant is your motivation. It's what you want to do, right? It's huge, powerful, impulsive, right? Wants to go wherever it wants to go. And then the path out ahead are your circumstances. So you will not make any change anywhere unless you know how to do something, want to do it, and have clear circumstances. Does that make sense? So your department will not make any change unless everyone knows how to do it, they all want to do it, and they have clear and open circumstances. Because in the analogy, the rider will tire out. It's a small little guy or gal, and the elephant is huge, right? So the rider is going to try and steer that elephant, but that elephant's only going if it wants to. It's larger, more powerful than the rider. And even if you have the rider and the elephant in line, and there's a big boulder in the way, you're not going anywhere anyway. So you have to have the rider, the elephant, and the path. Or you have to have the intellect, the desire, and the circumstances. So when you're implementing lean, yes, you get to do that. Yes, it deals with people. Yes, you will use tools. Yes, you will be a part of systems. You get to make sure that people know the systems and the tools and the culture, that people feel and want the systems, the tools, and the culture, and that they have a method, the tools, the deliverables, the paper, the signage, the money, the time, whatever they need, so that they can go implement on a fundamental level. So you will use that switch pattern with everything you do. So let's go ahead and use that switch method on the following steps. But before we do that, actually let's have step 0, not 0, step 0.5, or the step before 1, be to please comment below if you have any questions or you need any resources. We really want to have a relationship with you on this channel. Step number 1. Once you've learned lean practices, experiment with it on your own project and get results. Number 2, make sure you're in the right company, or you can get in the right company that will support and pay for your lean efforts and will enable you to go the distance. 3, if you have the authority, align your company's systems, your business systems, and your operations with lean actions, tools, processes, systems, and a culture that will enable your projects to succeed. 4, once you know your lean operating systems, train everybody on those systems. This may take months, it may take a year, but everyone has to be trained. 5, help motivate the people in your organization with culture. Shout out the top performers. Tour people through projects when they go well. Share the successes on social media. Make sure that people get raises in proportion to how much they're implementing this. Create a culture of common actions and beliefs inside the organization that will support the behaviors you want. Because remember, if you tell me what you measure, I'll tell you how people behave. So start measuring the right things and people will start behaving in accordance with your goals when it comes to lean. 6, provide the needed tools and resources and circumstances for your people. You can't ask them to go do something that they don't have time for, training for, tools and equipment for, and a place to actually implement. 7, create anchor projects, meaning get your best people, your best projects with the best opportunities and go implement lean on those jobs. And then step number 8, make them famous. Take pictures, take videos, tour people through there. Do public industry talks. Take it to LCI Congress. Make these people famous, and then they will take ownership and want to brag about it themselves. Then the next job site team will want to, and then the next, and then the next. Number 9, then encourage scaling in a responsible way supported by the company. And 10, start touring people through your organization regularly. It will maintain the habit of people wanting to keep it that way, whether it's clean, safe, organized, lean, or just simply following the systems. When people take ownership and are constantly presenting to others who are touring the company, they will maintain it. That is a surefire way to make sure it sticks. And so I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm going to link you in the description below to the steps that we followed as we go through this. If you want to implement lean, you must follow that switch method. I'll also link you to that book because it's fantastic. Just remember, any process, any team, any culture you want to implement, you got to have 3 things. You got to have the knowledge, the motivation, and the circumstances. If you do, you'll win. If you don't, you'll fail. On we go.